folks? Welcome back to the Adaptations podcast, where I bring on friends who are into the fitness industry, whether it's business related or whether it's as an athlete, and we interview them to go over their lifestyle so that you can get inspired.
Damn.
Today, we have my good friends, Mo and Sergio. No, I'm fucking with you guys. We got Sergio Maglione and Mo Mohammed.
My full name is Momin Osama Mohammed.
Momin Osama Mohammed and Sergio Maglione.
Yes, sir.
No middle name.
Sergio Pietro Maglione.
Sergio Pietro. Power names. I like those names. Those are power names. Mm-hmm. It's like you guys were destined to be partners. Just, again, I love the conversations we had. I feel like we've had really thorough, deep conversations about lifting, about sports, about being a coach from a business side, but also as like a coach, you know, from the coach's side. I think this is really one of those, like, it's interesting what we're doing, honestly, like starting to develop our own coaching businesses, because, we're dealing with people's lives, and people put trust in us to get them to where they want to be, and we can't fuck around with that. And that's heavy responsibility, and I think you guys are doing really well. I think what you guys are doing is awesome. I think also another thing that you've done, both of you individually, is you've worked on your brand. I thought I don't know, was it ever intentional to be working on your brand the way you're working on it, or was it just something that you guys were doing?
Not really. I think it was just like we were just focused on building ourselves. Like at first, like with how it started, it was just like, PRs, just trying to build our name as like an individual. And then now, with the brand and all that, and like load the kilos, the more our name grows, the more the brand's name grows. So it's like, we got to keep going. Like we always have our foot on the gas. We're not slowing down anytime soon. So
before you started to load the kilos, was that your mentality also? Did you guys plan out that you were going to get into coaching when you were just trying to develop your online social media presence? I
know Mo had a couple of athletes. He was just like, coaching friends and stuff. But for me, I was just trying to, I wasn't even trying to even be like an influencer. I was just trying to be strong. I just wanted to move weight. That was it. That was the end goal, just like, be as strong as possible. And then I think all of these opportunities kind of like fell in my hands, and I was like, I got to jump on these quick.
And what did those look like when they were opening up to you? Was it like very obvious that these were opportunities, or was it just
at the beginning of 2022, I think I had like 2,000 followers or so.
Okay.
And then, I started posting on TikTok, because that's when TikTok started really booming. And, it was just kind of growth after that. It just kept on growing and growing and growing. And then by like June or so, Mo threw the idea out there. He was just like, yo, why don't you just start coaching, bro? And then I was like, oh yeah, like I'll do it as a side hustle, because at the time I was in the union, I was working, and like I was thinking about it, but then I was like, like I've always been an athlete. I never like coached someone. I never like taught I didn't know, right? Yeah. So like I was just, I was always in the athlete shoes. I would get my program sent to me. I would update my own program. I would do all that, and I never really had an interest in coaching, like ever. I was just like, I got all these followers, but it is what it is. But Mo kept on like pushing it, and then I was like, screw it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, and so that's interesting. That's really interesting. I love the fact that you didn't really want to do it, which means that you're technically like the right person to do it, because. People who want to do it for the clout, people who want to do it just to be like a coach, make money, I don't think those are the people that should be doing it. Yeah. I guess maybe you didn't feel like you were up to it to do it. Like,
I also genuinely just thought like I wasn't like suited to be coach.
Right.
I didn't think that I would be like, obviously I'm not no top tier coach, but I didn't think I'd be able to pass on information and like help people the way that I do now. Like looking back at it, it's just like, like within the last couple of months, I've learned so much. So it's like to be able to provide what I provide now, I think like I'm like very thankful for like Mo because he's taught me a lot, and then just through friends like Jay has taught me. I mean, you know, being an athlete, kind of understanding like, you know, why Jay does this for me or why Jay does that for me. Like I always ask questions, so I was always curious about like how the whole coaching thing went, but I never saw myself being a coach.
Yeah, and I think that's what's awesome. The imposter syndrome is real. You know, when you get into coaching for the very first time, can I do this? Holy shit, what if I fuck up?
Yeah.
What if my athletes get hurt? Is it my responsibility? At what point do I draw the line of this is beyond my scope of reach?
But
right?
what I will say is that like going into it, we kind of had the idea of what the general like people would think about it, and what I mean by that is like the community, powerlifting community, which can be very supportive, but at times very hard to go about because it does get toxic, and people do share their opinions openly. And even when it's not actual,
people talk a lot of shit, dude.
Yeah, that's not even just powerlifting, dude.
Dude, people love to talk shit.
Yeah. I think there's like a fucking thing. There's like a statistic that 90% of conversation is drama.
Just talking shit.
Yeah, just talking shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Besides that, like we kind of had our heads down going into it because we knew that people would be taking a shot at our like integrity and whatnot. Oh, these kids are just fucking clout lifters who just go into the gym and scream and act a fool.
Yeah.
Do stuff for TikTok, for this and that. So we kind of had an idea of what people would think about it. So our motive going into coaching, officially coaching with a brand and treating it like a business, was kind of to prioritize integrity. Do things the right way, be honest with ourselves, be honest with the people around us. Like we say no to high level athletes that we just can't take on because we're new to coaching. A lot of other people that offer the coaching service, like, oh, high level athlete, oh, they'll bring me more clients, let me take them on. No, we're kind of going about it and taking only a handful of athletes that we know that we could handle and deal with on a day-to-day basis. So we're trying our best to go about it the smartest way we can while also maintaining integrity, like I said.
Yeah, no, this is the part that I disagree with everybody else, is you guys have always moved with intention.
Yeah.
You know, I remember you guys were like, damn, when you came into Adelante Barbell Club? Like 17, 18?
Yeah.
By the way, folks, you guys are how old?
17.
I'm 20.
17 right now.
I'm 20. I'm 20.
You're 20 right now.
Just turned 20.
You came into Adelante Barbell Club. You were 17 at the time. And you guys just like had your phones and you're posting. And you're like, yo, I think King of the Lifts is added. I want to get on King of the Lifts. I want to get on King of the Lifts.
Yeah.
No. You guys were doing that. And I was like, the fuck? Like, why are you guys so obsessed with ending up on like a big page? Like there's more to life. There's more to life. But the fool was I, man, because you guys knew what you were doing. You guys popped off, you know, your brand developed, you developed a community behind you. And from there, you were able to develop a coaching business. And like you said, you have integrity as one of your values. And with that being said, I don't think you guys are ever going to, it's only up from here.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. It's only up from here, especially since you guys care so much. But that's also part of like what was going through my mind. I never talk shit, guys. I don't talk shit.
We know that.
I don't talk shit about nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the one thing that was going through my mind was how intentional you guys were. You know, Serge, your brand has always been, I just focus on my PRs, on my numbers.
Yeah.
You know, and your brand is always, I don't know, what would you describe your brand? I mean, you obviously focus on PRs and your numbers, but we've never had this conversation.
So I've leaned off of like, in the sense of a brand as like who I am as a person.
Okay.
I've leaned off of like social media in the sense of I don't want to become a content creator. I don't want to have to daily or have like a cognitive thought of what I'm going to post every fucking other day or day on TikTok.
It's hard.
It's hard, and it's just something I don't enjoy. I don't want to do something I don't enjoy. I think content creation as a whole is fucking dope. I know everyone in this fucking world scrolls on Instagram and TikTok here and there and they enjoy it. So I think that information and like entertainment as a whole is just more so available now, and I think that that's awesome, but I just don't think that I personally am made for it.
Yeah.
So what I'm really pushing
Wait, hold on. Wait. You said you're not personally made for it?
Like, I don't enjoy it. Like, I think I can be good at it. I know I could, like, get numbers. I fucking...
Do you think it's coming with age? Do you think it's just, like, been there, done that?
No,
maturity?
It's not been there, done that.
Maybe.
It's more so just the way I spend my time. I'd rather be using it doing something else. First, not even just me, Sergio too. He's naturally good at entertaining and being able to just post himself and be himself and do all that and get like, you know, things going. He doesn't mind it. For me, it's similar, but I don't enjoy it. So what we prioritize at the end of it, before content creation, before I'm gonna say even coaching, before having a brand, is the fucking sport. We enjoy powerlifting. You know, I spent a year in and out of the hospital. I lost 35 pounds. I was a $170 a year ago.
What happened there?
I had an ulcer.
Okay.
So I had like an ulcer that could have became a cancer. So I was in and out of the hospital, like treating it, getting surgery done, this and that, as well as when I recovered from like the surgery and when I recovered from all of that, I slipped a disc like 3 weeks after. So I spent a year in and out of the hospital, not eating right.
How'd you slip the disc?
Deadlifting 375 pounds.
And that's what percent of your 1RM?
I don't know. Like at the time, my best pull was 550.
Okay, so
it was light,
relatively light. Yeah.
But I was 30 pounds heavier, and I jumped into things way too fast. So that happened, and you know, most people, especially if you don't enjoy something, you're not gonna continue to do it if you don't have, you know, passion for it. I love getting competitive. I love powerlifting as a whole. I love the sport. And if I'm being honest, the reason why I've grown to love it is because of this dude right here. Like seeing him fucking every day, every training session, every rep, every set, every warm up, everything having intention, and just like, he's a fucking athlete. And I've played sports all my life, and I've always strived to be like that, like on top of my shit. You know what I mean? Like he is. So that's kind of where I get my love from the sport. Just generally liking the sport, but also him and the people I surround myself with. Yeah,
I second that thought, honestly, because like when we met and we were going to the gym, I'd be like, damn, I just got to pull out my rage just like Serge. And I think that's what makes you you, is you got that, like, you still have that. Bro. Yeah, you still have that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've like always had that. It's just like I remember back in the day, like I was at, you know, Crunch Fitness, and I was, you know, I threw my like Italian wrestling singlet on, bro, and I walked up in there and I was deadlifting like 405 and I was slamming it and I was screaming it. Like I always wanted to be, you know, like really good.
Yeah.
You know,
I have the video. I'll send it to you later.
You're gonna
like just growing up, wrestling, playing football. I mean, you know, I've always been in like a competitive sport, and like as soon as like I was coming to you know, the end of my senior year, I was like, damn, like what am I gonna do? Because like I tore my ACL like 3 times in high school. I got surgery on it twice. I mean, you know, I always had like that competitive, like just I was just always super competitive, and I just didn't know what to do with it. And you know, I just started working out, you know, just because you know, when I tore my knee, I was just like religiously hitting legs like 3 times a week just to kind of like even them out. And then I actually found out that like after hitting legs like 3 times a week for like 4 months, you know, my squat went up. So I was like, oh shit, like I actually like squatting. So let's try and like max out now. So then, you know, one thing led to another, and then you know, I did my first meet and I squatted like 450 at like 16.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, ever since, like, I always had a really good squat.
Damn.
I always had a really good squat, yeah.
There must something in those wrestler genes, man. Because
I think it was just, I don't know, man.
I've had a good squat too. That was my first thing that popped off. My deadlift wasn't popping off. I had like a 545 squat when I was like 17, 18, 19-ish.
Holy.
But the squat was really good.
Yeah, the squat just kind of like...
It's because you got low. You got to get low. You know, you got to be able to stay low.
I don't know though, because it's like I've been the same height since I was like a freshman in like high school.
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of consider myself as like on the taller end of like the sport.
Yeah.
I'm like 5'10", but I don't know. It's just squat was booming, and then you know, I took it and ran with it.
So there's like a few things also I want to touch upon. Number one, you were coming off of an injury as a high school athlete, which is a nightmare because you probably had dreams and aspirations of going to college and continuing the sport in college. And so you find powerlifting as like another competition sport that you can do post high school graduation with a low barrier entry where you don't have to restart. Like if you were to like all of a sudden pick up like Muay Thai, like you'd have to learn from the very basics.
Yeah.
So again, low barrier entry, low risk to injury too, right?
Yeah,
compared to other sports.
It is because I tore my ACL, so that like defeats your lateral movement and like agility and stuff like that. So like to really put it into perspective, all you got to do is just like pick the bar up, walk out, sit down, stand up. Like my knee's not really being jeopardized too much.
Right. So those videos that you see on the internet where someone's squatting and their knee just suddenly pops.
Yeah, I mean,
That shit doesn't happen. Let's be honest. That doesn't really happen.
Yeah,
that common.
I mean, it happens,
Those are
but
freak accidents.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And usually they're with wraps, never sleeves. I've never seen it happen with sleeves.
Yeah.
So I think that plays a huge role into it.
Chad Penson just tore both of his quads.
Shit.
Squatting in sleeves.
Oh, in sleeves.
Chad
In
Penson.
sleeve.
When?
Chad Penson. It was like a month or two ago.
Oh, what the fuck?
What was he hitting? Do you know?
I think he was like squatting like A+ for like a double or a triple.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was
On sleeves.
Yeah, it was bad, man.
Sleeves?
And he just went down. Those videos are never fun to watch.
And then Papa Bear Rogers too.
Damn.
He tore his quads.
Oh.
Sleeves.
Sleeves. Yeah,
Sleeves.
bro. I mean, you see those freak accidents in wraps. 100%. I mean, that's like very common because it's like, you know, you're able to put so much more weight or like just overload so much more. But sleeves, it's, you know, it's common, of course, but not as common.
Yeah.
But to see like two top people like that go down,
It hurts.
it's rough.
Yeah.
It's scary too.
You're coming back from an injury. How's your pec tear?
It's good. It's good. I think I'm like 14 weeks post-op right now.
Okay.
I'm doing push-ups. I just did flies today. Actually, I did flies with like 2-pound dumbbells. I was laying on the ground and I was like so scared, bro. I was like shaking when I was going down and shit.
Crazy. This
Tell
coming.
them how many push-ups.
I did 5 push-ups.
5 fucking push-ups.
Last week I did one push-up and that was good. But
This coming from the man who's benched 400.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how like my milestone goes from like, I want to bench like 450 in like a couple of months to like, damn, I want to do a push-up pain-free. Like it's crazy, but it's, you know, it sucks, but I would say I enjoy, you know, rebuilding. I enjoy this process. Like I can't sit here and kind of, you know, just like hold my head down and say like, oh, damn, like, you know, I wish I didn't do this or I wish I didn't do that or just be upset. Like I just got to kind of, you know, put the past in the past and just keep building.
Where do you think you developed that mindset?
I mean, this isn't my first time going through like, an injury like this, so I think it was just like I've always had this. I think just throughout the years, just kind of like growing up.
That grit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did that? How do you say your last name?
Maglione.
Maglione. Where did that Maglione grit come from? Because your brothers are the same way.
Man, I don't even know, man. I
Man,
think
tell them about your Puerto Rican mother, bro.
That's it. That's all you got to say.
yeah, my mom's Puerto Rican and my dad's Italian.
Oh, that's all you got to say. That's all you got to
Yeah.
say.
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
There's no room for sympathy there.
And his dad is badass too.
Damn.
Yeah, his dad was a bodybuilder, right?
His name is George.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Good people. Good people.
Yeah.
Damn, that's insane. That's coming back from an injury like that. I will say this, that like after you get injured, I'd say like after your first one, like the second one, the third one, you're kind of like, oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah.
Back to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess your mindset does develop a little bit. It becomes a little bit more refined or more used to setbacks. And then you see it as another setback. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You're going to come back. It's just, there's no other way. I got to keep moving forward.
Yep.
You know, that type of mindset, some people, look, they crumble under that pressure. They crumble under that circumstance where they lose everything that they have, you know. This coming from lifting only, you know, just like bench pressing and stuff. But that mindset can also transfer over to other areas of life. You know, if something happens where you lose somebody you love, whether you get it through a breakup, whether you lose a lot of money, that pressure will break people down. But if you've practiced it enough through sports where you lose that progress that you've made over time, you can transfer that mindset over pretty well. So I'd say, you know, you got the good mindset and set in place that you guys are going to go far in whatever you guys want to do. You guys ever thought about like, am I going to powerlift for the rest of my life?
Oh, I say this all the time. 24, 25 tops. I'm not, after I'll do a year or two open, and if I'm not, placing at Raw Nationals at, after powerlifting for 7-8 years, it would be, then it's not for me. I'm not going to keep going. I'll probably still be within the sport in the sense of like coaching and owning a business with it. But I'm probably definitely going to go towards the, like, I want to, like, if I were to compete at something after 25, like MMA, boxing, something like jiu-jitsu even, that's cool as fuck. I'm curious to what he's going to say to this, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and lift until I'm done.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Just live it day by day. Take it one day at a time. Sir.
I'm gonna have to tear everything in my body.
Yes, sir.
But
I'm with you both, honestly. Like I'm with like I don't see. Yeah, I'm quitting tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'm like, I think I'm going to go to the gym. And how can I not lift heavy when I'm at the gym? Yeah. How can I not squat?
I don't know, bro. It's just like a feel thing. Like it's just, it's for some people and it's not.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And it's just like you can't force yourself to do something that you don't enjoy. But I mean, I'm like 20 now and I've been working out since I was 15, 16, and like it's just like I get just as excited for the next training session as like, when I was 16 for my first one. So it was like, you just got to keep it going.
How do you keep that mindset? Do you like talk to yourself in the mirror and be like, come on, Serge, this is what we're going to do? Or
I don't know, man. It's just like, it's really like, it just really boils down to like, just like if this sport is for you or not. Like, I think like, I mean, it's really, there's like really nothing else to it, man. It's just like, if you enjoy, just, taking months upon months and like working on yourself and building yourself and kind of like sculpting yourself into, one like just really strong individual, like inside and outside of the gym. I think it's just very like when the outcome is good, it's it's very nice,
satisfying.
Yeah, it's a very satisfying feeling. It's just like like if I'm on prep for 8 months, like I prep for 8 months and I squat like a world record at like my age and weight, and it's just like, wow, it paid off. Like it was worth it. 8 months of the ascending sets of 8. Fuck you, Jay. The ascending sets of 8 on squat. It was just
Jay's
like
coach.
It was just like, damn, man, it all paid off. But I think back to what you asked me though. I think it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say for that. I just love it.
I love what you know. I think I hear you. I hear you, man. It's something about that long-term gratification that makes enduring the hardship, the day-to-day hardships, just so worth it.
Yeah.
It's like life is all about balance. There's yin and yang to everything. We all know this. There's pain and pleasure. But you get to choose your pain. You decide, I'm going to choose my pain now. I'm going to choose this pain of squatting, 8 reps, ascending, so that I get the pleasure of a world record squat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it balances out. You get what you want, but you trade it off for some pain.
Yeah.
Some people aren't willing to do that. Some people aren't able to do that with just like, just running like half a mile, 1 mile.
Yeah.
That's why it's very admirable. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm taking mental notes myself. I'm like, okay, now focus on the long-term goal. Okay, all right. Yeah. What about you, Mel? Your focus is on coaching, right?
My focus is on.
You've always had like different coach, a different perspective on powerlifting. All right, so again, your branding. That's the thing that amazed me the most about you is you walked up to me in the gym and you're like, you see this hair? This is my brand. And I'm like, dude, that really is your brand. Because if I see that fro, I know who that is.
Yeah. I don't like waking up every morning and having to take care.
What is your hair routine,
bro? I just grab whatever the cheapest curling shit is.
Shut the front door. No, it isn't.
I swear to God. And I wake up, shower, brush it, and just crunch it up like this. Like I do this for like 4 minutes a day. 4 minutes might not sound like a lot, but if you do it every day, like 4 minutes of this shit.
4 full minutes, like you said, the timer 4 minutes.
No, I'm not saying the timer, bro. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. It's fucking awful, bro.
No, the people want to know. This is the question for the people. Is that a perm or is it natural?
Real, bro. I'm Egyptian.
Real.
I'm Egyptian, bro. We fucking came out the womb like this. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been thinking about getting the perm myself. I'm
Bro,
like,
get it. If you want to.
those curls are nice. I got the waves though. I have waves.
You
There's
do
like
have
small
wavy
waves.
hair. You do have wavy hair.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with it, man. My eyes bulge out, so I look weird with the long, like the weird hair, and then fucking I got a big head, so I can't.
I think
I'm figuring it
I
out.
think prime Jorge is this right here.
You think so?
I think long hair is you.
I think so.
Yeah,
too.
I like it.
Yeah, I
I
like
like it.
long
hair.
If I could grow that, I'd keep it.
You could grow it. You could
Nah,
grow
I
it.
can't,
You could
man.
totally
He
grow
can't.
it.
He can't.
I can.
What's the longest you've grown your hair?
Dude, I was like an Edgar.
An Edgar.
I swear to God, that's how my hair grows. I look
It
like
just
a
stops
fucking
at the
idiot.
front.
Yeah.
It's like Daddy Yankee, bro. You're from Puerto Rico, okay? So you gotta
Followers.
Yo, I
Even
hate
my-
it, man. Oh my God.
Oh, your followers are commenting.
Yeah,
like,
I grew it out. I
Yeah.
grew it out one time, and it was just like looking back on it, I was like, "What the fuck, bro? I was like a fucking idiot." Damn, man.
To this day, some of my friends that know him are like, and even athletes are like, when is Sergio gonna bring back the Edgar
Never
era?
bringing that back.
The era.
oh my God, dude, that's funny. But shit, you got the beard going. You got that nice long.
I got the beard going. Yeah, I've been getting the same haircut like for the last like couple of years. Same shit.
Yeah,
None new.
it's the brand, man. It's
Yeah.
the brand.
Get a 7 on. Actually, no. I'm gonna keep that because I actually have a lot of people that slide in my DMs and ask for my fucking haircut.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I'm just like, oh yeah, I get a 7 on top, and
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was in high school, I would go for the Puerto Rican haircut.
what's that?
Like your hair, like where it stops like that right in front, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
short and it's straight. So I would get that same style haircut where I cut the sides short. I'm like, you're not telling people, but I'm gonna tell what I got, and it didn't work. By the way, it was like a 2 on the sides, like a 3 or 4 on top.
Oh damn, that's short.
That was short.
That's
But
short.
my hair is like unruly, so it just like pokes out. You know, if you look at my brother Eric, his just
Yeah.
like goes up. It grows up, not
Yeah.
down. So I would wear a do-rag to go to sleep. And then this guy approaches me the next day, and he sees like the lines that are appearing on the side. I didn't know how to wear a do-rag, man. He's like, yo, do you wear a do-rag to sleep? I'm like, yeah, how do you know? I was like, I just really wanted the hair to stay down.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just, but I just accepted my fate that the shortcut isn't for me.
Yeah.
So I went with the long cut here, decided to grow it out. Went with a ponytail for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that.
No, I think this is a solid move, bro. Your hair looks great now.
That's all right.
It looks like you're just chilling. Like you don't. It doesn't look like you're trying, but it doesn't look bad. It looks good. Like it looks like on some like I'm cute on some lazy shit. You know? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks
Yo,
like.
stop. I'm going to have to give you my number after
Hey.
this. You already got it, though. But that's great, man. So, what do you guys, so you guys have any competitions coming up?
Nah, I don't. I know. My boy does.
Somebody's
I got some shit coming in 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
When is this gonna come out? You think?
This is probably going to come out. Oh, it's coming out Monday.
Yeah, so
Damn,
it'd be.
man.
What is that?
2
weeks.
from
It'd be
now.
2 weeks from when this comes out.
Where are you going to be competing?
Carl, you know who Carl is?
Carl Allcalf,
Resurgence,
yes.
Resurgence Allcalf,
Dude,
yeah.
he's been doing great stuff,
I
too.
like him. I've known him for like 2 years. I've never really spoken to him really.
Yeah.
But getting to know him now and talking to him here and there, he's actually a pretty fucking cool dude. He's
He's
funny.
awesome.
He's so dope.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm doing his meet. It's down south in a CrossFit gym. I just randomly signed up for it. He was kind enough to shoot me a message saying that a spot opened up and he knew I was interested in doing a meet before Ramadan starts. So that's my reasoning behind competing.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the week before Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have progress and build momentum and then fast for fucking 30 days
Mm-hmm.
and then come back and have to work back towards a meet. So I wanted to get one out before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is probably the best prep I've had ever. So I'm excited to see what I can do.
Better knock on wood, bro. Knock on something, man.
Nah, just
would.
all you got to say is inshallah.
Inshallah,
Inshallah. That's the magic word right there. And I think no wood can defeat the power of God, man.
I love that it's trendy now to say like
Inshallah.
and be like act like you're Muslim.
I love that too,
Yeah.
man. I used to kick it with a few of my really good friends are Muslim, and they were in college, and man, did they teach me values.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really learn values from Islam of discipline. Number one,
It's discipline.
you also learn. I don't want to say humility, because you humble yourself to God. So yes, you do learn that. You learn how to be humble to God. Every sentence is anything now I'm speaking to the choir here, obviously, but the things that I've learned from them was anything that we accomplish in life is due to the greatest.
Yeah.
And I love that. What's the phrase that you say after you accomplish anything?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yes. And then
I've just recently started getting back into my religion. I spent like 3-4 years, 5 years even, just not believing and not praying and not reading, not researching my religion. And the more I learn about it now, like the past 6 months to a year, so really recently, especially after what I just went through, that's when I kind of got into it. You know what I mean? And it's fucking beautiful. Even if, you don't believe in Islam as a whole, I feel like religion is very important to have something to believe. You know what I mean? Because if there's no higher power, then everything you do does not matter. And I know a lot of atheists, and I know a lot of people who don't believe in God, and they just stroll through life with no, you know what I mean? And I just can't see any, like myself, not, like, everything I do has a meaning. You know what I mean? And I want to believe that, and I do believe that. So that's what I think religion is about personally. So that's why I've been getting back into it. I think what really I was telling you about how I enjoy podcasts. What really got me jumping back into my religion was Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
Because he was an atheist. He didn't believe in God, and he was like almost against it. And recently, like 2-3 years ago, he started talking about how he found God and how the idea of believing God is just as important as anything else in life, like eating, drinking water, you know what I mean? So it's just something that I've recently started doing, so it's interesting.
So have you fasted before? Is this going to be your first fast?
No, I've fasted every year.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last 6 to 7 years I've been doing it just to make my parents, you know what I mean, like not question me. But this year I'm actually excited to pray every day, 5 times a day, read the Quran every day, fast with intention, meaning you're supposed to like stay awake and go about your regular day while fasting. All the other Ramadans, I was just sleeping through the day and half fasting. This Ramadan, I'm gonna like wake up, do what I normally do, and do it with nothing in my stomach. So
wow. So what are the rules? What are the guidelines of the fast?
So I like to, like, this is a flex. I like explaining Ramadan correctly, and you know what I mean. Okay, so when the sun is up, you cannot eat or drink anything. You cannot chew on anything. Nothing. Water, gum, anything. You cannot suck on something and spit it out like a Jolly Rancher. You can't do none of that. So literally nothing can go into your mouth besides toothpaste and a toothbrush.
Okay.
And that's it. Thank God we can do that. But that's it.
And that's like all day long?
30 days.
30 days?
So when the sun's down, you have a feast.
Oh, okay.
But what's interesting about Ramadan is people think, oh, as soon as the sun goes down, you probably get like 3K calories in. Nope. I get 1 plate or 2 in, and my stomach is completely full.
Right.
So you lose weight. It's really hard not to lose weight during Ramadan. So that's the basics of it. Just that.
What is the meaning behind the fast?
So I'm not gonna answer this like blindly, but what I do know is that part of it is to know what it feels like not to have things like water and food. So you can learn to be more grateful. That's one part of it. I don't really know the full circle around it. That's something hopefully I can learn this year, but that's something that I know is a big part of it, being grateful, learning how to be grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Yeah. I think it's going to teach you like a discipline. I'm excited for your journey, man.
Yeah, bro.
I'm excited for this journey. I love when people get back. It's, you get off the path, but then there's a saying that you can never go down a path, too far down a path that you can't turn back.
Yes.
And I'm Christian, but again, I've always loved learning about the different religions, and that's just how the way I grew up. It's just the way my beliefs were embedded in me. But I've loved hearing about, this is beautiful actually. Last week we had Nate here talk about Judaism. Here we have you talking about Islam, and this is just some stuff that it's always interested me, because we don't really know what's there after life. And it's, as you said, if you believe in something greater than yourself, it gives everything you do much more meaning,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes much more powerful.
Yes.
Another thing is that it also, like, prayer is really awesome. I think prayer, like, teaches you how to meditate. It teaches you how to, at least from the Christian perspective, forgive yourself of all of the sins that you've carried, all the burdens that you've carried, pass them on to something greater because you yourself cannot carry them yourself. You're asking for strength. You're asking for wisdom. And at the end of the day, I feel like we are all connected in some way.
Yeah.
Just don't know how yet.
I feel like a big part of people jumping back into religion is to find forgiveness and to feel less guilty. I'm not going to lie. That's when I started because he knows it for a fact. I was a piece of shit. Like I'm going to be open, but not too open. I've been arrested a couple times, fought a lot of drugs, lie, steal, everything. I've done everything. And that was all before I even turned 18. And he saw it happen, and he was by my side, not doing the shit I was doing, but looking at me like almost like,
bro.
you know what I mean? But that, so it's a big turnaround.
Yeah.
A big turnaround, because if, Islam just is against everything I live by for the past, or, you know what I mean, for those years that I was acting a fool. That was probably a little bit before powerlifting, when I got into powerlifting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait, so how did you guys meet? That's a one question I never asked, because I know you grew up in South Plainfield, New Jersey. You grew up in Woodbridge, no?
I grew up in Woodbridge as well, yeah.
Oh, you grew up in Woodbridge.
I grew up in Jersey City.
Wait. So you grew up in Woodbridge. You grew up in Jersey City.
Like Island, Woodbridge area.
You wrestled in South Plainfield?
Nah.
You never wrestled in South Plainfield?
I went to like their club, but...
but your brother wrestles in South Plainfield.
He wrestles for their club too, yeah. But we all grew up in the same town.
Oh, so you both grew up... Wait, so you grew up in Jersey City.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever move to Woodbridge?
I moved to Woodbridge my sophomore year of high school.
And that's when you guys met?
That's when we met. The first week I moved out, I met.
Oh.
I was working the ice stand for my
You
dad's...
got it.
For my dad's company.
What was your dad's company?
Maglione's Italian Ice. I was working the ice stand.
You've heard of it before.
I feel like I've heard of it before.
Everyone's had Maglione's.
I feel like I've had Maglione's.
It's really
Where is this
popular.
place?
Have
we had Maglione's, Eric?
You've never been there, but
I've
you
never
have
been.
had their shit. Like it's.
I think I've had it.
I think...
Eric, pull it up on the screen. Just kidding.
Oh shit! I was yo, that's fire, bro. I'm about to be like, damn, son, we were just talking about that in the car.
No, I don't have a screen yet. Sorry.
No, but I was working a stand at Merrill Park, and Mo was walking his dog, and he just stopped by. I don't know like how we started talking. He was just kind of like, "Yo, what's good?" Like he was probably just bored.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't have no money, so I was
like he said it was the first week that he moved out there, so like he didn't know.
I had no friends.
Nobody. I mean, he probably like. I mean, he stopped by with his dog. I think you actually asked me for like a cup of water for Besha.
For Besha, yeah, for my dog.
You asked for like a cup of water, and you can't like. The cups are counted on like inventory, so you can't really give them out. But then I was like, yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. I put some ice in it too, and then we were just kind of shooting the shit, and then yeah, here we are.
You're like, I'm just imagining like a little like 14-year-old Serge, still with the beard and everything.
Nah, bro, I had a baby face back then, bro.
Yeah,
I can't
baby
really
face.
give this out, man.
Yes, just like that.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny. And if your dad counted the inventory,
Nah, my dad was the chill one.
Okay.
My dad was cool. My uncle was like real strict with that.
yeah. And so
That's one thing about Sergio. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
That's one thing about Sergio. If you ask him for something and he doesn't want to do it, he'll still do it, no matter what it is or how. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's hilarious.
bro. I'll just still do it, man.
It's hilarious. Anything,
like what?
bro. Like no bullshit. If Sergio
say it.
if Sergio had $20 in his hands and you ask for $10, he'll give you the fucking $10.
But that just speaks to your character.
Like a random person.
Yeah.
Like not even just like a friend. Like, which is a good thing. I think it's funny at times, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like,
Breaking bread is important. You know what I mean?
So where'd you live? You grew up in Jersey City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right up of West Side and Marion, right by Journal Square.
That was before it became like what it's like now.
Yeah, it was
Like,
bad.
Now it's nice.
Yeah.
Ish.
It
I
was
don't know.
bad growing up. and I was part of it. But it was bad. But I don't visit too much. I don't have any of my friends from elementary school, middle school, or freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
I have no new friends, or I didn't hold on to any of that because I was going through shit at the time. But yeah, it. Sometimes I like drive by that area and I'm like, okay, this is dope as fuck because I remember all this shit and everything has a story behind it. So it's cool. Jersey City's, you know it. Jersey City's great. Like there's so much to do here and the people here are awesome. So I love Jersey City and I really do want to move back out here around this area, downtown, rather than where the fuck I was.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for later because I like Jersey and I like Jersey City. So
I just think that New Yorkers knock New Jersey way too much.
yeah.
We're not that bad.
They call us the off-brand New York. We're not. We're New Jersey.
Yeah.
New York.
If you want like mountains, you go northwest. If you want the city life, you go like northeast-ish area, you know, like Jersey City. What's the other place? Fort Lee.
Fort Lee's amazing. Food,
yeah.
oh my God.
Great food.
Food is
We have a variety of food here. If you want to like farmland, you go down south towards like Hamilton.
Yeah.
We're like 1 hour away from Philadelphia, depending on where you are, but for the most part, it's like 1 hour.
Yeah.
You got the Jersey Shore too, which people from Staten Island came over to.
Yeah, we got a lot.
We got so much. Yeah.
They sleeping on us.
They are. We got great subs. Arguably, I will say this though, we do have better bagels than New York.
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Known. That's
Yeah.
known. That's
Like
known.
what about like a bacon, egg, and cheese?
Nah, that's New York.
Yeah, that is New York.
Yeah, that's
That's-
their thing. Like their thing.
I don't know, man. Pizza's comparable, I'd say.
Pizza?
Yeah, pizza's comparable.
Between like New York and Jersey.
I'd say it's comparable, depending on where you go.
I think so.
I think the pizza
Here?
in New York is fucking amazing.
Bro,
comparable.
downtown Jersey City has some shit he doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a few spots here that are just. And then if you go down south to like the beach area, the pizza there is also, again, I'm saying comparable. I'm not going to say one is better than the other. I'm just saying comparable.
All right.
Oh, dude, can we talk about your numbers right now? We didn't do that. This is like part of your resume. What are your numbers?
Oh, so my best squat ever is 666. My best bench ever is like 420. And my best deadlift is like 705.
705, 666, 420, 705.
Yes, sir.
Whew. Mo?
My best squat is 518, and my best bench is 336, and my best deadlift is 573. But if you ask me again in a week or two, we'd be looking a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my best numbers right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any like goals for this upcoming meet?
Dude, I'll fuck around and say it. I want 1474, like minimum. Like I want that. And
Is that
after that,
that's qualifying total, no?
I already qualified last meet.
Okay.
But no wait, for raw nats, no, I can't qualify for raw nats realistically. And I think it's 1700, so I'm a long way from that.
For 83?
90,
90? No, it's fucking 16 something.
16 high. Like,
1670, 1660. I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, I think I got like 10 pounds over it. But it was like,
It was
dude,
a close one.
Dude, it was like, shit, that's actually kind of hard. Like
My total sucks right now, but this year I'll fix that for sure.
the way your voice cracked at the same time. My total sucks right now.
Hurts my soul saying it. But to be honest, I'm like an average.
Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind, you took like 1.5 years off to come back from a surgery, like a potentially life-threatening surgery.
Yeah, so I'm surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm just thankful to be lifting right now. But my goal for this year is to like put up a total, so like you know what I mean, respectable total.
Yeah.
In my eyes, that's like 1600. So if
Nice
I could do that
1600
this
total.
year, that'd be great.
You also got to keep in mind, you're 20. I'm 25, and I just hit that 26. Fuck.
But you don't try, and you're just strong as shit.
A little about that. So like, I used to be like Serge. Like I used to be the dude that was like just going in there, squatting 3-4 times a day, 3 to 4 times a week. You know, I wanted numbers. I wanted 500 pounds so bad.
Yeah.
I wanted a 500 pound squat. I wanted a 315 bench. I wanted a 600 pound deadlift. I just fucking wanted it. There was like nothing that could stop me. You know, I didn't do so well in high school wrestling because I had just started as a sophomore. But then I started to notice like, holy shit, I have a natural athleticism to myself. I don't think it was natural athleticism, actually. It was that I was always working with my dad since I was 11. I was tossing boxes, you know, and I would always try to pick up I remember this very, very clearly. I would try to pick up a 6-pack gallon of waters, the 1 gallons, and I couldn't lift it. And I was like 11 years old. And we were both working in a warehouse. And he'd just be like, you're just going to follow me. This is, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. This is how it happened. I asked my dad for allowance. He said, why? I said, pay me to do chores. Why would I pay you to do things that you're supposed to do already? I'm like,
Yo, my mom said the same exact thing.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, but fuck, I don't have.
But my friends,
yeah, my friends.
Yeah, right. That's exactly. Yo, bro, it was crazy.
Well, then go to your friends and ask for money. And I'm like, fine, fuck. All right. So we got into an argument. And at the end of my dad says, you're going to come with me to work with me every Saturday. You're going to work in this with me. He was working at a warehouse at the time. And he had arranged something with his boss that his boss would pay me $10 a day to work at the warehouse. Now, remember, keep in mind, I'm 11 years old. There's not much I can do. So on one side, it's like, dude, that's kind of like child abuse, child labor. The guy was from Cuba, okay?
Damn.
Bro,
he
blessed our, yes, he taught us how to work.
Yeah.
He said, you're going to start off at $10 an hour day. I was happy. I'm making $10 in a week. Not much I could do, so he was really giving me the opportunity to make something of myself.
Yeah.
Little by little, years go on. The point here is, though, I was lifting heavy stuff all my life.
Yeah.
From 11 to like 19 years old.
Yeah.
So I was like 19 years old, weighing 140 pounds, and I still had abs. And the only reason I had abs was because I would try to work out my abs while I'm like passing a box to some guy to my right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just became like a natural, like, I don't want to say it's natural, but just that's my first exposure to like progression overload. I tried to pick up the 6-pack gallon. I couldn't do it. So I tried the next thing. It was like a 24-pack of Coca-Colas. Picked that up. Eventually work my way up to 6-pack gallons. That was a big one. Then eventually work up to the 50-pound bags of rice, because we would also sell rice.
Oh, shit.
Try to get that. Couldn't get it. So eventually I'll do it. I start off with the 20 pounds one, and then I work my way up, figure out how to grip it. Yeah. Then I work my way up to the 100-pound bags of rice. Like, it was like it was a grind, and obviously the pay started representing the work that I put in, because that was my motivation. Is if I want to make more, if I want to just stack up to afford my shoes, to afford clothes, well, I fucking had to move some weight. And if I didn't move some weight, I called my Cuban uncle. Yeah. My Cuban uncle would give me shit for not being a good worker.
Yeah.
And so there's a stick at the end, but there is also a carrot, Yeah. And so it was a really great experience growing up. It was hard, but it was something to do. Got shoes on my feet.
Yeah.
And got me stronger. And so that's how we got into powerlifting, because I got into wrestling, similar to yourself. That's where we developed that grit. We had a coach who came from South Plainfield at the time. When he was coaching South Plainfield, I think the rumor was that he brought South Plainfield 2 states and 1 states. That was the rumor, that he made them into state champions before they were state champions. When he was coaching South Plainfield, Piscataway was really up there. We hadn't had a winning streak for like 3, 4, 5 years.
Wait, so was this? This was when like Anthony Ashnault was in high school.
This was when Anthony Ashnault was in high school. Yes.
So like that's when they had like Murderers Row.
Murderers Row.
Holy
yes.
Shit.
What was that?
That was a fucking team, bro.
Fuck. What was those names? What are those names?
I think Troy Heilman.
Troy. Yeah.
Ashnault, of course.
There's like another one. There's like 2 or more.
Yo, like I could see like the picture of like 7, like it was like 7 kids lined up.
Dude, there was nobody stopping
just
these
state
guys.
champs back to back to back. Like these dudes were fucking unstoppable.
They were. I think they all went to college and wrestled in college. There was like, they were just pinning people left and right.
Yeah,
and it was like fast. Like these guys were good. They were natural.
Yeah,
they were like the Khabib. Like you guys watch UFC.
Yeah,
like there's Khabib Nurmagomedov and his dad. His dad basically brought up a group of youth athletes in his basement.
Yeah,
his cousin, Khabib's cousins, Khabib himself, and they're just all.
And Anthony Ashnault.
Yes, Anthony Ashnault's dad. What was his name? Bill Ashnault.
Oh yeah. I think so. Yeah.
He pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah.
With all those guys, he had the mats. He had invested a lot in the PAL.
Yeah, the PAL.
The PAL.
Yeah,
in that club.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled with Anthony once, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then his dad came over and was like, separated us, like, go roll with that guy.
Yeah, you need to roll around with someone a little.
Yeah. But again, I wasn't really good at wrestling. I came on sophomore year, but I really enjoyed it. It was my first sport that I really enjoyed. So went to the PAL over the next year, the year after that.
Yeah.
Started rolling with some of those guys and really enjoyed it. Came back, then I hated wrestling. I hated it. He came into the team and he looked at us and he said, honestly, we don't have enough time to build skill. I'm not going to teach you guys anything new. I'm just going to work on conditioning. And the way that he conditioned us was the way that the old school method of conditioning was, which wasn't progression. It wasn't anything. It was just, you get one sip of water for 3 hours of practice and you're going to go 100% every day, every practice. We would have a practice before a match and it was hell.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It was hell, dude. It was absolute hell. We would do this thing where we would line up 1, 2, 3, 4, and you would take the person down, drop them. They'd have to stand right back up. Take the person down, drop them. Take the person down, drop them. Take the person down, drop them. And if you were too slow, if you weren't explosive enough, if you were like half-assing it, then you would have to take your partner and run around. Your partner would jump on your back and you'd run around and do laps with your partner. And then you'd be sprinting that. And if you were half-assing that, then when you would line up and you would do suicides. And I hated suicides. And so when I tell you, like, I hated wrestling, like, he made us hate wrestling. Our team went from, I think it was like a team of 15 to 20 guys to like 7, 8.
Damn, man.
We were struggling. We would go into matches like already missing out.
Yeah.
That was the first year. The second year, we managed to get some of the old guys back. But the first year, I'll tell you this, the first year we ended up, so I think the year before that, when I was a sophomore, our varsity team was like somewhere between like 3 and 15, 3 and 17, 3 and 15. The second year, we were like 10, 14. So it was major progression. Then the year after that, if we technically counted a forfeit that we received from another team, then we had our first winning record. First winning season. And that's because of the grit that man instilled in us.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's where that grit, that's why I think a lot of where your passion for powerlifting comes from that wrestling mentality of like, you just got to go hard. And it's
because like this is a sport where like no one else is gonna help you though. Like I mean, of course your coach is gonna help you and stuff like that, but you know if you fail your squat, you can't blame it on him. You can't blame it on him. Like if you don't get your hand raised at that end of that match, you can't blame your coach. Yeah, like it's up to you. And I think that's what really that's why I love that sport so much. I think for football and like basketball, you could always point fingers and like stuff like that, but wrestling is a sport where it's just like, or even like, I mean, even something as small as like swimming, like you can't blame like anyone else. Like even though a lot of people aren't big swimmers, or like swimming isn't super big, it's just like that's a sport where it's like it's all you, it's just you out there. Like the amount of work that you put in, well it will show. And it's just like wrestling was I was 4 when I stepped on a mat, so it was great. I mean it like taught me a lot. It's if I did not wrestle, I don't know if I'd be here now.
Yeah, totally. I second that. I agree, man. Because like
wrestling is definitely, it's like I don't know, it's just like it's the best sport ever, bro.
It'll quickly weed people out. It's not for the weak.
No.
Not for the weak-minded, not the physically weak, because I was weak when I went on the mats. I got tossed around all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I became stronger physically, but the mindset was what had to be developed and had to be fortified, because it's hard, dude. It's the only way you get better.
Yeah.
It's the only way. I think there was like a saying, like, because in high school wrestling, what is it, like 3 periods or 3 rounds of 2 minutes?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so you only have 6 minutes to win a match. And when somebody said it like that, like, you only have 6 minutes to win a match. You don't have a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
You got to go hard the full 6 minutes.
Yeah.
The people who win in the first 2 minutes or the first round, they're more technical than you are. They're just better at technique.
Yeah.
The people who win in the second round have better conditioning. And the people who win in the third round just have more heart.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's one of those sports that you just and it's like you said, you work so hard months on end. You do your best. And it was the one high school sport, though, I will say, that doesn't leave high school. Because when you go home, you can't eat.
Yeah.
You can't fucking eat. Like, you're hungry. You just worked off. Like,
especially if, like, you're cutting weight, again, like that. Like,
yeah.
If you want to be competitive, you have to cut weight. You have to cut weight. You have to make your weight class. Obviously, you want to be super big and strong for that weight class. So it's just like, it's just, I don't know.
At those times, there wasn't like a methodical way of cutting weight either. It was just...
Yeah, specifically for that sport, like, I mean, strength, like, of course you want strength. Of course you want to be strong. But if you didn't have any strength, that's okay too. Like, it's all about just, like being technically good. Mm-hmm. And just, just being good at the sport itself. Like, you don't need strength to be good. Yeah. So, I mean, people would you would sauna for hours. I know I threw the trash bag on. I dropped like fucking, oh my God, I dropped like 7 pounds in like 30 minutes, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. Those are the days, though. It's like, you look back, though, it's like, I would never fucking do that again. But you know what? It was, looking back at it, you're just like, wow, like that was a time. That was a time,
especially at such a young age too, to be doing all that sort of stuff on your own. Yeah. Not because someone's forcing you, but because you really want it. You really wanted just to be better.
Yeah, because like I was in a spot where it was like, I walked into high school around like 140 pounds, and there was this kid named Aaron Coleman, and he was just like stud. Like, there was no fucking way I was beating him, right? For like that spot at like 132. So it was either I like shed off like some fat and go like 138, and versus bigger and stronger kids are cut down to like 26. So it was like, like 15-year-old Sergio has to cut 16 pounds or like 14 pounds to make weight. Damn right I did that shit. I had to do it.
And it's like, where's it coming from?
Yeah, because I was already skinny. I was always skinny. So it was just like, I was just picking away at my freaking intestines in order to fucking shed that weight.
And it's not like one of those things where the weigh-ins are also like an hour before the match.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can eat a lot after the weigh-ins.
Yeah, you can't.
Because then you just end up throwing it up, and that's happened a plethora of times.
Oh my God. Yeah.
People don't eat properly.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about wrestling up until this fucking conversation, and this shit is badass,
dude.
It's pretty fucking dope, bro.
My coach came in one day, and he said, "You know why you guys suck?" This is funny though. This is exactly how he spoke to a bunch of 14, 12-year-olds. He came in as, "It's because you guys are too soft."
Yeah, my coach said the same thing, bro. That's crazy. He said the same thing to me, and I was just in there like, it's like, bro, do you know what you put us through, bro? How the fuck am I soft? Like, this is hell, bro.
Yeah, dude.
But I don't know. I mean,
16 pounds with a 1 hour weigh-in is fucking absurd.
No. I didn't drop 16 pounds in an hour, but like,
no, I mean like
just
for
throughout
a 1 hour
like,
weigh-in
to be able to maintain like, like 16 pounds later throughout the season, like, just walking around.
Dude, that's not a water cut either, bro.
I mean, you see my ribs, bro. It's like, it's bad. It's bad, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do. A water cut, you could do it like once every, like once every couple of months or so. Like you could have a dual match on Tuesday, have a dual match on Thursday, have a dual match on Saturday. Like, you can't do a water cut for all 3 matches.
Right.
You got to jump in the sauna and don't eat and I can't drink this.
Right.
Or like, I can't eat that food. Or like, damn, like if I have to weigh in on Friday night, I can't eat all day on Friday.
Dude, I'm sorry to fucking just change the subject.
No, go ahead.
Do you listen to Andrew Huberman podcast or Andrew Huberman as a whole?
I do. Andrew Huberman. Yes.
It's fucking absurd how much shit we did not know up until like 3 to 4 years
ago. The internet's a very crazy
it's
thing.
Insane.
Yeah.
I literally I talk about it all the time, and I bother him and Jay in the group chat about it. Like, dude, I'm on my sleep, my nutrition, my vitamins. I get my
That's what I mean.
Done.
Yeah.
Dude, back then, bro, it was like,
we didn't know any of that.
Yeah,
nothing,
dude. I was crazy. I remember getting in trouble at school all the the fucking time because I was sleeping in class, every single class.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I needed to sleep. I would wake up, I'd catch the bus, fall asleep on the bus, get to school, and just fall asleep every class. Stay awake for lunch, not eat lunch because we had wrestling. We had to make weight.
Yeah, scratch lunch, go to the gym and jump on the fucking bike for like 30 minutes while lunch was going on.
Then you leave that, go back to class, fall asleep, go to wrestling practice, hear a bunch of shit from your coach for sleeping in class all day, perform at 100% at your highest level, and then I had to work. So I would go to Chipotle at 6 p.m., get out of Chipotle at 9 p.m., I forget about doing homework. I never did homework. Something had to give, and it was education for me. And so then 9 o'clock, not 10 o'clock, get home, fall asleep around midnight, wake up 6 a.m., 6:30, 6:45, barely make it to the bus and do it all over again.
Yeah.
5 days a week. And that's what we were referring to back. It was you wrestled, practiced Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, you did a dual match where you competed against another team. Thursday, Friday, sometimes you would have another match on Friday. Depends on how packed your schedule is as a school.
Yeah.
And then that Saturday, you might have a try or a quad.
Or like a tournament.
Or a tournament.
Yeah.
Which basically meant that you had to wrestle 3 or 4 times that one day.
Yeah.
So you're wrestling, and this is going at 100%.
Consistently making weight, no matter how much weight you're cutting, you got to make that weight.
Yeah.
Later on in the season, you got like a 1 or 2 pound like allowance for the year. But other than that, it's just like, if you're cutting 10 pounds, you're like cutting 10 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing else to it.
It builds a camaraderie though. We'll do that. Like if I see anybody from my wrestling team now that I haven't spoken to in so long, they're still my brothers. Like I'll still like dab them up. I'll hug them, ask them how just as if nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But you do develop like an obsession over like the sport, like wrestling, because you sacrifice so much.
So you're walking in the hallway and you see like a teammate in the hallway in high school. The first thing you guys are talking about is you're bitching about not being able to eat, right? Is that the start of every conversation? That's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's just kind of like,
dude, I'm dying.
We were talking about other bullshit, bro. We were,
that happened in the locker room.
Yeah. We were always fucking around with each other, dude. We were wrestling. Ooh, yeah, those were the days, yo.
Just high school itself, man.
We just didn't give a fuck. That's the thing it taught you. You didn't give a shit. Like nobody, teachers couldn't tell you anything. Other classmates couldn't tell you anything. Nobody really wanted. I went to Piscataway, and it wasn't like the ghetto, but there were fights every week, which apparently is not a normal thing.
Yeah, my school, I mean, JFK was not like that. I went to JFK, and it was just like,
I got expelled.
So there you go.
Yeah, but he grew up in Jersey. He grew up fighting. He came here swinging. Right. He was fucking ready. But I mean,
that was bad, bro. I'm telling you.
We were like right there in the middle, right there.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I don't even think I got suspended in high school. I was just kind of
I got suspended the first week for 10 days. For 10 days, the first week.
Damn, man, that's some shit.
That's fine. Yeah, I got in school. I'm really down the middle, huh? Still in school, but still suspended.
Yeah.
I had a temper, bro. I remember we would just be sitting there chilling, and I'd just be like, "Yo, I want to fight someone." I was so bad, bro. I was so bad.
The good old days, man.
Yeah. You're fucking crazy. That's.
Yeah. I was.
That's
past tense.
But that's what high school was like growing up in Jersey, depending on where you were. And it's not always
but now
easy.
I don't mean to cut you off, but now it's bad.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like, my brother's in 8th grade. He's an 8th grader. He's a stud, goes to the gym. I think he's a very mature 8th grader. And he comes home and like throughout like the week, he would say like there's probably like 4 fights throughout the week, right? And like this is at like JFK.
JFK, no.
I swear to God, no. Armani tells me so. This is at the middle school
next to JFK.
Yeah, there's like 4
middle school, right?
There's 4 fights throughout the week. There's like 7th and 8th graders smoking those vapes and like smoking weed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're right.
Dude.
Like, I mean, like, because I'm sitting here, I mean, back in 8th grade, like, I mean, you know, if I even pull my phone out, like the teacher's taking it, and now there's kids like in 7th grade smoking weed. Like, what?
Fuck, dude.
Like, I mean,
Well, that's always been the case.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
The only difference is we had to go outside to do it. We didn't just go into the bathroom to do it.
All right.
7th grade, you knew people smoking weed. I mean,
I was the person smoking weed in 7th grade, to be honest with you. Yeah, that was
Okay. All right,
Depends on where you went. But I see what you're saying, though. It's more accessible. Like,
I don't know, because it's just like I didn't grow up around that, so it's like, I mean, I don't know if it was just the school that I went to or the town that I was in, but that's just like something like the fights, like that was not a thing at my school. You know, the smoking, that was not a thing. You know, kids talking back, like it's just, you know, it was just like the principal back then was like on top of his shit, and now it's just like now he just don't care.
yeah.
You know, it was just crazy. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Things change.
I think things are changing, really.
I
And
don't like it.
like you said, things are more available. The one thing that I've noticed that's changed amongst the youth is that the drugs and, you know, just drugs, nicotine, the hard drugs, acid, Molly, all that shit. But apparently people have been doing that earlier on. I just don't know if it's more frequent now because it's more readily accessible.
Think so?
I think so.
More normalized.
I think it's trendy to do a lot of this shit that you see.
Right.
I think this is probably a statistic you can search up whether or not kids are using drugs more often than back then. It's bad. I think it's because of social media, to be honest. I think a lot of the problems we have now with our youth is because of social media.
Yeah.
Straight up. Social media, like we were just talking about.
Like there's pros and cons to it. There's like pros and
Right.
cons. Like cons being, you know, the drugs and all that, and like, you know, kids doing stupid shit like that. But, you know, the pros is like my brother's 14 and, you know, he has a workout split. He has, you know, set times that he's gonna train throughout the day. It's just like, damn, bro, I was excited to go home and play like Wii U, like at 14, and like he's going and pumping iron at 14. I'm just like, damn, bro, like he's getting started early.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's crazy how times change
Right. Right.
for the good and the bad.
As it is, as it always
yeah.
will be. Right. Right. Totally agree with that. It's crazy.
Like I mean, to just kind of just like throw something out there. Like I got my first phone or my first iPhone at like 16 or like something like that. I think Armani got his first iPhone at
You
like
said 16?
yeah,
Me
at
too,
like
bro.
15 or
Me
16.
too, yeah.
Armani got his first iPhone at like 10. Just like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, I mean, this whole world, like, it's just crazy.
Wait, you guys got your first iPhone at 16?
I got my first iPhone.
What
yeah.
about phone?
No. Phone. I think, probably like 14.
14? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Fair.
Like 13, 14.
Yeah, I got mine around the same 11, 12.
I
'cause had to
got
walk
I got
to
my
school.
first phone in like 8th grade. So what's that?
11th grade, 11 years old.
8th grade?
Yeah.
8th
Nah,
grade?
that's like
No.
13,
13.
14.
Like
I'm sorry.
13,
13,
so wrong.
14.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking-
yeah.
And then I got my first iPhone around 16 and I stole it. So that's how I got my first iPhone. Yeah.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I lost my first iPhone.
My bad, bro.
My bad.
Yeah. Oh, times are changing. Times will always be changing for the better and for the worse.
Yeah.
I feel like the good is always going to get better. The bad is always going to get worse.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
It's just got to balance it out. That's just the way that life works.
You have so much information with social media.
That's what I was going to say. You're exposed to a lot.
Exposed to a lot, good and bad. Like, realistically, if you think about it, why the fuck do we have to wake up and check our phone and see that this person died or that this tragedy happened or that this is happening or that Kim Kardashian or Kanye or fucking whoever? Why are we consuming all this fucking media for us to go about our day not having anything to do about it? That's just information that you just don't need to have in your brain. And people think, oh, you just shrug it off. No, your brain like looks at that and remembers it. You know what I mean? It's a waste of brain power. It's a thing, you know. I've learned a lot just through like watching Andrew Huberman, for example, who we just brought up, and like these things matter. Like for like your brain can rot. Like that's what it is. When your mom tells you to get off your phone, your brain is rotting. Your brain is rotting.
Mm-hmm.
You're losing your attention span. ADHD is now like 90-something% more people get diagnosed with it that much more, almost 100% more often than it used to be. So almost double
Yeah.
what it was 10 years ago. And it's because of iPhones, smartphones, social media, all this bullshit. You know what I mean?
I agree, man. I agree. It's like a tool. At the end of the day, it's like a tool.
Tool.
Actually, I might even go on to say it's more like a drug.
Yeah.
Right? And where drugs can have their benefit, they can heal, they can aid, they can make you stronger, they can make you smarter.
Yeah.
But on the inversely, what they can also do is they can ruin your life if you abuse it, right?
Yeah.
Like you got like crackheads, meth heads.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not set down the right path, if you abuse the drugs, it will hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It can ruin your life. And I think the information is another drug. I think that's what it is. Information is the drug, not necessarily. The phone is just a gateway to the information. It's just a computer. And what you choose to do with the information, like you guys choose to feed your brains with information that will be conducive towards your goals.
Yeah.
Great thing. People who just choose to use the information that they receive as a way to pass the time, to just kind of like dumb themselves down.
Mm-hmm.
You
Or
become
like
robots.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and like my shoes, like, you know, especially with like social media and stuff, I think, you know, if my day-to-day life didn't revolve around, you know, online coaching and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like truthfully, bro, I could throw my phone out and I'm good. I'm straight.
Right.
I'd be, and it's, you know, my girlfriend might disagree with me here, but, nah, like I could truthfully go without my phone, like with no problem. Like if I didn't have to, like if my job wasn't online coaching and being an influencer and stuff like that, like I don't need my phone.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, I know where he lives. I know where Dak lives. I know where Jay lives. That's all I need, bro.
Yeah.
I know where my girlfriend lives. You know,
I can't forget that.
I can't forget my girlfriend.
There was a time, you remember, I deleted social media off my phone for a month.
Yeah.
I did that for a month when I
Yeah.
was sick and fucking dying, basically. To this day, that month was the most productive month I've had. Well, in all of 2022.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I think he was like
felt-
I think he was talking. You were talking something about like your screen time.
Yeah.
Like his screen time was like under like an hour or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing under like an hour for a month straight. And the reason why I did it is because I had like fucking crippling anxiety for like some time. And it just practically completely healed it. You know what I mean?
You know, you just said something really good. That crippling anxiety, like that social anxiety, you know,
Definitely not social anxiety.
Uh,
I had like
you're right.
schizophrenia anxiety. Like I was hearing voices in my head.
That's what I was thinking to
Yeah,
myself, right?
yeah.
Like you kind of start to bring in people into the room that don't belong
Don't
in the room.
exist in the
that
fucking
don't even
room.
exist.
It's absurd.
Yeah, and you start thinking about what do they think about me? What do they think? How would they react to what I'm doing? But you haven't even spoken to them in like months.
Yes.
But for
And-
some reason,
yeah.
it feels like you just spoke to them because you saw that they
Yeah.
posted something.
Yes.
And it's like a weird feeling of them being present, even though they're not physically
I
present.
love that you're fucking saying this. Like I feel you. Like
Yeah.
fire.
And
I'm glad other people could relate to that because I thought I was going crazy.
nah, man, it's true. It's real. And you kind of lose your sense of identity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't fortified your mindset into believing your identity and knowing who you are as a person, as an individual, what your values are,
Mm-hmm.
what motivates you, where you're going in life, then you can get easily swayed by what you see on the internet because you see some guy doing some shit in crypto, you see some guy doing something in real estate, you see some guy doing something in powerlifting, you see some other guy doing something with Rolexes, you see some other guy doing something with yachts, you just see a bunch of stuff. Those are all the stuff that I'm interested in, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck it. But you open up your phone, all you see are influencers and fucking millionaires and people that presumably have this lifestyle, and you expect that to be happiness. It's not. It's not fucking happiness. You could be happy with, fucking 5 cents in your pocket. I know I've seen homeless people in Jersey City every day. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, fucking. I remember I lived right off of Journal Square, and when I was in middle school, I'd walk all the way down Bergen. I see this one homeless guy. I never got his name, but as I'm walking home from school at like 6:30 p.m. down Bergen Ave, every fucking day he waves, smiles, says hi. No drugs. I can tell he didn't do drugs. He was always reading a book. That was a happy person, and he had nothing.
Mhm.
So that's just one example. Like, you don't need all this bullshit to be happy. That's not what you need. Like, you don't need a fucking nice car, nice watch, shoes, none of that bullshit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I feel like social media, that's what fucking it shoves in your face, like all this nice shit and smiles and all this bullshit. It's not what it is. You know what I mean? I hate to see like people like literally suicide rate going up every year and hearing about like younger kids at like 9 and 8 going to cognitive therapy, it's absurd. It's like heartbreaking almost.
Yeah.
And I'm a big advocate against fucking social media. I'll say it again. Like you obviously not using it in moderation. That's what I mean. Like I'm against that aspect of it, but just
Right. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
And I think the overdoing is what leads to that suicide. And I don't want to suggest that. That sounds very like absolute. I don't mean to say that in an absolute fashion, but it can. You know, when you are seeing other people do very well and you are in a place where you are trying so much, you're putting so much effort into everything you're doing, and you're not breaking through. And it can cripple your mindset. It can bring you down. And I'm speaking from experience. You know, when I see other people, again, they're doing great. And here I am, and I feel like I'm doing everything I should be doing. But why am I just not making it through?
Yeah.
Why am I not just where I want to be? And then, like, those thoughts, those toxic thoughts, they could put you down. They could pull you down into a dark place. But you got to be able to get yourself out of that. You got to be able to get yourself out of that. You got to be able to say, you know, this is something I developed. Good for them. Good for you.
yeah.
Or that's not my business.
Yes.
It's also not my business.
Like, I mean, there's like arguments. I mean, especially with podcasts now. Like, I mean, you know, if someone says like something wrong, like, and it gets taken out of proportion, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. It's harder to be yourself because you're afraid of what other people that you aren't even thinking about you might think about you.
Yeah.
That's why I think like, that's why I love having this guy here, because he pushes me to show up every time with the reels, with the podcasts. We're thinking about doing YouTubes. We want to do, I think that's it, right? The YouTube.
Are you guys on
and
Apple
shorts.
Podcasts or no?
We're on all podcasts, streaming lines. But there was a moment where I was, again, those thoughts, like, damn, I think I'm coming off corny. I think I'm sound stupid. I think blah, blah, blah. Like, all the negative self-talk was coming in. But he's like, hey, man, are we recording reels today? I'm like, yeah, we're recording. That wrestling mindset. I hate doing this shit, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Because branding yourself is important. And another thing I realized, this is where it finally broke through, is you're creating a platform for your voice to matter. And that is very valuable.
Oh, yeah.
Because all of a sudden, if somebody has some things to say where they're upset about something, they want to protest, maybe they want to raise money because for a good cause, something like that. If you grow what you guys have done is you've developed a voice where if you say something, you can speak to like a few thousand people at once with a 15-second video. And that's awesome. That's powerful.
Yeah.
But with great power comes great responsibility. So you don't want to abuse that. And I'm thinking of like Kanye when he has that reach and he's just saying anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it that that's your brand to just say anything and be off. But you're misusing that right now.
Yeah, he fucked himself.
He did.
Yeah.
Or did he though?
Yeah. After this podcast, Load the Keel is going to get canceled.
It's canceled.
Fucking over. We said something we shouldn't have.
Fucking A. At least we went viral though.
Yeah, at least we did.
There is no such thing as bad publicity, guys.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You know,
True.
I'd rather be remembered. Nah, I don't know about that one. There's that statement.
Don't say that.
I'd rather be remembered for something bad than nothing at all. But I'd actually rather not be remembered for something bad.
To what extent? Like,
to what extent?
Something bad. Like killing someone. Like I wouldn't want to be remembered for killing someone. But if I did something bad, like steal like the Mona Lisa. Fuck it,
yeah.
yeah.
Jersey City. The Jersey City coming out of him. But awesome, guys. Again, second outro. Thank you again for stopping by.
Shit, yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us on.